What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It's the 4th day of June, and here we are with about 21 hours and 7 minutes left in the day at $2.25. We had a little move up yesterday, and we've found resistance, potentially, right at prior areas of support and prior resistance. Potentially, this is just another lower high in a series of lower highs, taking us down on this path to lower lows. I don't think we're going to go lower than this low, but I just mean lower than this low is a very real possibility. If we're looking at this from the RSI, you kind of have moved up a nice bit. This is actually one of the nicest recoveries you've had since you topped off here. You're bouncing off the oversold area, but typically, I mean, if we look at XRP, it looks like it more so likes to go just into that oversold zone rather than finding support just above it. So I would assume that we do have lower to go. We might be setting ourselves up now to just kind of reject this area here, an area that we found support at before. You found some support here, some turbulence right there, you know, like little areas here. It's very possible that we could be finding turbulence now, but instead of in the form of support, in the form of resistance right at the same exact area. If we were to close today red, that would be validated, right? Looking at this here, I really would think that we have a little bit lower to go, something that would take us to the oversold zone, just into it. But with that in mind, we'd probably see a low that's lower than this, right? Lower than $2.07. Where are we going to go? Nobody knows. We pretend to know, right? From a low here to a high there, I would expect that you go to your golden ratio somewhere between $1.95 and $1.88, right? That's the expectation. You just have a lower high here with lower lows. You're probably going to be working your way down there until you find support. It really wouldn't surprise me, you know, the way this week's going so far, if it did take until the beginning of next week to get down to $1.95 to $1.88. It could take another week, guys. It really could take another week before we have this resolved. And that's okay if it does. There is the possibility where, you know, we move up this week and that could happen. I'd be ecstatic if it did, but I'm not living in that realm of thought right now. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and see if we can change my opinions here. Maybe the short-term stuff will get me. Well, looking at the 1 hour, you do have double bearish divergence. A high here, lower high, high here, higher high. That's double bearish divergence, which would at least be good for move down to about 221. And likely if you go to where your divergence starts, oftentimes you don't just find support right at it, you go through it. If we're piecing this together and you go through it, you're breaking back into this range here that you just broke out of. Breaking out of a range and then getting back into it within the same 24-hour period is not a good way to go about breaking out. And if we were to go through where our divergence started, maybe we find support right here, right where we found support before, right where we found resistance before, found a little bit of turbulence here in this area, find some support. What do we have if we do something like this? We have a head and shoulders pattern, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We could have that, and that could be our demise down to these lower prices as well, right? And this is the 1 hour time frame. So all this could be formed by the end of today, the 4th of June, if not sometime over the next day. I'm not saying that we have to have a head and shoulders pattern to be bearish. I mean, hell, man, maybe we just move straight down. Maybe it's not a straight move down, but not a bearish pattern. Maybe we just move down, move up, move down, move up, move down. You know, maybe it's just something like that, just like an overall channel to the downside, whatever. But something's going to give, and I think it will give to the downside. Looking at the 1 hour RSI, you know, I think that you've had a nice uptrend. You definitely have. Uptrends tend to end once you hit the oversold zone or overbought zone, and they end with bullish or bearish divergence. We have that here. You know, each of these lows, if we look at these lows in this uptrend, even back here before you actually had the uptrend, that was a nice low, nice bounce, immediate bounce, nice immediate bounce there. Pretty immediate, little pivot there. But here, you know, you got your nice bounce, but it got bearish divergence. Here you got a nice bounce, but not really. Got a nice bounce, but not really, right? You're kind of meandering in this zone. Different behavior might get different results. Well, if we went up last time, different behavior might suggest then that we go down, right? Different results. That's just my thoughts, piecing two together. This is just the 1 hour time frame, though. Let's look at the 4 hour and see what that is. By the way, on the 1 hour, while you did break out of this relative area of support, and that's or resistance, and that's nice, you're really just finding resistance at prior areas of support back here. Prior areas of support. Look at that. Immaculate. It's perfect. It's perfect. What are you doing even relevant to this, I wonder? Let's see. High to low. Right at the 382. Oh my God. Yeah. You're probably going down. If today can close above $2.29, let's say $2.29 or higher, if today closes above there, I'm wrong. you might be moving up. There's a good chance this is the low. But until that happens, I'm going to keep this bearish stance. So depending on when you watch this, this day's got like 22 hours left in the day or 21 hours left in the day. I forget. Depending on when you watch this, if it's the end of the day and we're up above 230, it might be good. Might mean we're starting to break out of this zone here and we're ready to move higher. And everything that I've said so far is wrong, which is great. But looking at the 4-hour RSI, finding resistance in the overbought zone, you got in there, you got out of there. We just closed our 4-hour candle. That ended the day there. That red candle, believe it or not, is very significant because when you get into the overbought zone like this and the next candle you come out of it, that is a rejection. You got into it here, but that's still a rejection, right? And typically with rejections, you don't find support. Even here, you got a little bit deeper than this one. That was in and out too. You don't find support at the 60 where you are now. You find support at the 50 at least. And even then, it might just inevitably take you down to the oversold zone. Most of the time, you do look for the 50, if not lower, as an area of support on the RSI. Being that the 1-hour time frame just ended, potentially is looking to end this uptrend, might be forming a downtrend. I would say that not only are you going to go to the 50 on the 4-hour, I would expect you to get back into that oversold area. Volatility, man. Volatility. I love it. You can literally see the volatility in this chart because you're going from overbought to oversold to overbought to oversold to overbought. Each time, you're just that is the expression of volatility in the RSI, and you can see it in the price. Yes, you've been moving down. But XRP's been rather tradable. If you've been looking to trade, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, XRP's been rather tradable. I mean, it's provided, like, let's say you don't know where the low is, right? You're waiting to buy, and let's say it moves up here. You make the mistake, you think that that's the low. Well, it moves up a little bit. You could have taken profits. It goes down. It's very forgiving. It gives you another chance to get out. And then you can catch it on the right side. Oh, now we're down here at this area to buy. Maybe I can buy. Oh, we're back up here where I originally bought. Maybe I sell. I don't know. And that's all hindsight is 2020. You can seem like a genius in hindsight, but I'm just saying it's been very, even in these smaller ranges, it's very, very tradable. Very, very, very tradable. And we love to see it. Very forgiving too. No leverage, right? Screw leverage. You're in crypto. You shouldn't be using leverage. You don't need to use leverage, right? You can get 20% pumps and dumps in a day, dude. You don't need leverage. Who cares? If you're using leverage in crypto, 3x. How am I making the right calls? The price is going the direction I want it to, but as soon as I go long or short, the price just wicks in one direction, it cleans me out, and then it moves to the direction I thought I was going to go to anyways. If that's you, use less leverage. There's nothing wrong with 3x. There's nothing wrong with 2x. Hell, what's crazy is, in this world of crypto, we're even robbed of like 1.5x or 1.25x leverage. You can have less than 2x leverage, and that's fine. You shouldn't use leverage at all, though, but I digress. I'm bearish. I think we're right at an area where we're going to reject. I would expect by the time most of you watch this, we're not above 228. We're not above 229. We're actually probably lower. And we're making our way down to that target area of just below $2 at $1.95 to $1.88, something in that area. Best case scenario, we do find support just above $2. Sorry, but still below this low. That's the expectation. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say, so I'm just going to end the video there. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I have very high hopes for XRP. Nothing has changed to the upside, right? I very much think that it's a great blue chip. It's a great OG coin to invest in. It's going to outperform a good bit of cryptos this cycle, I think. And it's got the security of being in the United States Crypto Reserve, being the number 3 coin, with the idea that you're going to perform on par and even outperform most coins this cycle. It's a pretty secure bet, right? Someone asked me, they asked me why I talk about XRP. And I told them, I'm like, I think XRP is going to go up. I think it's going to make people money. That's why I talk about it, right? And a lot of my viewers like XRP too. A lot of people are involved. The XRP community is a big deal. So, I like to reach out to those people as well. And he's like, yeah, but you talk about coins that'll do a 10x. You talk about coins that could do 100x by the end of the cycle. Why talk about XRP whenever you've publicly said that you don't think it's going to do that? Well, the thing is, talking about a coin doing a 100x versus the coin actually doing that is two separate things, right? You make your bets on coins like Cookie, on Tars AI for these multi-hundred X's. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. With XRP, it's less of a risk. It's less of a bet. You're kind of more assured that this coin, this legacy coin that's been here for multiple cycles, has been through the ringer with the SEC, is now in the crypto stockpile strategic reserve of the United States and probably other countries soon enough. They're going to buy USDC, the second biggest stable coin. They got good things going for them, right? It's a safer bet. And yes, while some of these coins might have more reward, you have more risk. Nothing's promised, right? XRP, you've got good reward, good returns, and you've got good security. Why do I talk about XRP? It's because it's one of those solid coins, one of those legacy coins, those OG top 10 coins that it's got the what's the possibility, the probability, the opportunity to make people money, a good bit of money, average with the rest of the markets, and still it takes away a lot of the risk because you know this thing's going to perform well. I got distracted because I was on this whole notion of where I think XRP is going to go, and then I got distracted with the conversation that I had earlier today. But I hope it's very clear that where we're going to go, you guys, it's dramatically higher than it is here, right? XRP can be boring. Give it a day, give it a week, give it a couple more weeks, whatever. It doesn't need much time to make up for the boringness. It's more bullish now than it ever has been in its whole life. You're going to go to prices that are probably above $11 within the next 6 weeks. Buckle up. Get ready. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Look for the opportunities. We're at $2.25 now. I suspect by the end of this week we will be at prices below $2. That'll be the time to buy and then wait for the rest of the move to go up. Okay. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. I said bye, but my computer's glitching.